Hello everyone, my name is Ishan and today we will be analyzing a book titled Fair Skinned Black Fella by Renee Fogarty. We will be looking to analyze it on the perspectives of building resilience by challenging stereotypes. I will take you through the introduction of this book and the introduction to my presentation. We will be doing the analysis of the book Fair Skinned Black Fella, where we will be looking at specifically pointing out inclusivity, equality, and equity in practice, the representation of diversity and cultures. Alongside, we will also be exploring the theory of intersectionality by Crenshaw. We will be exploring links to EYLF 2.0 and NQS equality areas. Alongside that, we will be looking at the WELDEF EYLF practice principles and outcomes and the significance of personal identity. Now, let me take you through the information about this book. This book, Fair Skinned Black Fella, tells a story about an Aboriginal girl named Mary who has got fair skin due to one of her parents being of a fair skin background and her mother being of an Aboriginal background. So Mary is made fun of for not looking Aboriginal, which is also described by Aboriginal people as half caste. Half caste means a person that has got fair skin due to one of his or their parents being of light skin color. The highlights of the book is that it looks through the lens of an Aboriginal connect. It focuses on well-being. It highlights the importance of community and its leaders, building relationships, and it also addresses biases. So we we will look at the emphasis on prejudices, identity, and importance of belonging both inside and outside of communities. This book educates us that belonging and being to a society and group is more than just physical color. It is cultural and spiritual. This book also recognizes the various ways that Aboriginal people can feel proud of their origins. As you know, the intersectionality tells us that the identity of a person can be influenced by many things which are outside of someone's physical appearance. This could be influenced by the practices in life, the identity of a person, the connect to different types of societal roots, etc. Culture and diversity. The book majorly scrutinizes the view about linking identity to appearance and skin color, as I mentioned earlier on how we look at the theory of intersectionality. This book educates us on the evolution of various Aboriginal identities and skin tones, as is in the case of Mary. Linkage to elders, community leaders, and representation of identity. This book also throws light on Aboriginal and First Nation views and voices. EYLF links like the principle to which is respect for diversity, and outcome 2, that children are connected to their world. Bias, prejudice, and stereotypes. The half-caste bias, as is in the case of Mary. The half-caste bias is due to her light skin color, which is something that is out of Mary's control. But also, on the other hand, someone should not be felt um, that they do not belong somewhere just because of their skin color. Encouraging mutual respect, personal identity, and inclusivity should be everyone's focus, including me as a pre-service teacher. In my placement, I ensured that mutual respect, personal identity, and inclusivity is always upheld as my core values. Color is just a state of mind, not your identity. Your identity is not confined to hard boundaries like your skin color. Promoting the use of respectful language in children while addressing other children is something that is of utmost priority to me. While in my practice, promoting the use of respectful language amongst children would help encourage other children to feel respected and a sense of belonging. Equity and inclusion. Mary's parents both being of a different color and background is a prime example of equity, where both parents share the same household and Mary can see that color of your skin doesn't really mean anything when it comes to you belonging to a space or just an institution. Ned's leadership shows that open discussion and inclusion can lead to achieving belonging. In Mary's case, Ned understood that Mary was being left out of um, any activities by her peers or children of her age because of being judged due to her light skin color. Mary's light skin does not justify being left out by peers, as people can hold multiple overlapping identities, as stated through the intersectionality theory. Seeing Mary as vulnerable to Ned acting as an organization in himself showed us the importance of child safety standards. The standard 5, equity is upheld and diverse needs respected in policy and practice. As Ned showed through his leadership that we can make difference as educators and community members when it comes to children being felt as they are being left out. Some of the strength-based approaches that we can adapt into our practice and also we can learn from this book is that respect for diversity and inclusion starts from home environments as parents act as first teachers. As a child is growing up, most of the time of the child is spent at home where they spend time with parents, grandparents, or guardians, which can help them in understanding the importance of recognizing mutual respect and consideration for others, which might not hold the same physical outlooks as them. Ned playing an active part as the community helps shaping a positive narrative about skin color and belonging in a way, explaining the concept of belonging in terms of intersectionality. Ned, when calls out other two children apart from Mary, and they they listen to Ned when Ned says that the color of Mary's skin is not of her control, and she does have a cultural root and connect when it comes to the Aboriginal way of life due to the heritage of her forefathers. This book reinforces the notion of identity and belonging. The practical outcome of the story directly links to the EYLF outcome 1. Children have a strong sense of identity. Vygotsky's zone of proximal development is evident in Ned's approach, acting as a scaffolding guiding children's behavior towards positivity and inclusion. This book highlights the importance of culture and diversity. Some of the pedagogical applications that can be used in a real-life environment can be: we can introduce activities like shadow play or story play to enforce learning from fair-skinned blackfella. We can use the resources provided in an early childhood setting and encourage children to do a story play of Mary's story. The resources like country maps with Aboriginal names can be used to explore indigenous vocabulary to teach children. Where necessary, children can be taught in some indigenous words or the names of the places in indigenous languages to help children understand how the culture and First Nations perspectives shape our understanding of how we learn and develop as individuals. Using the guided play and learning suggestions from Veldev, just how Ned used in the book, can be used to guide and create learning opportunity for children. Theoretical and scholarly integration. As we analyzed in Mary's story, the things like intersectionality plays a vital role when it comes to understanding the core issues of Mary being left out by children of her age when it comes to play and doing activities. Intersectionality helped us to understand as to why Mary was being left out, which in turn influenced Ned to take precautionary measures and help to rectify the situation. Equity and diversity, as mentioned in the VEYLDF, plays a vital role when it comes to children's well-being. Equity is upheld and diversity is respected in policy and practice, which is Standard 5 of Child Safety Standards. Tell the practitioners of early childhood that equity plays a vital role when it comes to children's well-being. Integrated teaching and learning of the VEYLDF also tells us that how we can integrate and guide children's behavior and motivate children to perform inclusive actions when it comes to integrating and respecting other people's views. This can help in creating an inclusive environment for all the parties involved. Anti-bias education, social justice education are other two important theories that can be integrated into our daily practice. In conclusion of our understanding of this book, Fair-Skinned Blackfella challenges stereotypes and promotes inclusivity, equity, and diversity. The book highlights the importance of belonging, the importance of community, and influence of elders, which is Ned in Mary's case, helps in shaping younger generations by performing the righteous actions and contributing into the learning of the younger generations. Equity and inclusion is important in EC settings, as we have understood through Mary's story how equity and inclusion can play a vital role when it comes to the well-being of children that are feeling left out by peers. Intersectionality influences the identity of a child. A child's identity is not merely the skin color or the language they speak. It could be influenced by many different factors. The book highlights the importance of ongoing reflections in teaching practices, which should be our priority when it comes to making positive impact inside the classroom or outdoors learning environments. Supporting social inclusion is highly important to ensure the well-being of children. Thank you very much.